sometimes the people who shine the brightest are the ones who never ask to be seen. The deepest loneliness is not being alone. It is believing that your presence makes no difference.
Hello, my dear children. Welcome once again to another beautiful episode of Moonlight Tales.
Have you ever
Tell me,
felt like nobody noticed you? Have you ever helped someone or worked really hard, yet it seemed like no one saw what you did?
We are going to hear the story of the boy everyone remembered. Was he really
If nobody
invisible?
noticed him, why did an entire village suddenly begin talking about him?
Listen carefully tonight. I want to tell you about a very unusual thing that happened in a village many years ago. One day, the village chief asked everyone a strange question. If you had to choose one person to thank before the next moon arrives, who would it be? Simple question, so everyone thought the people will shout names like
Their teachers.
their parents. But something unexpected happened. The same name kept appearing over and over again, Kelechi. Now this was surprising because Kelechi was not famous. He wasn't the loudest, he wasn't the strongest.
In fact, many people barely noticed him during the day. So why did everyone keep saying his name? That is
was
the
tonight's
kind of
story.
child people rarely talked about. If a football game was happening, he wasn't the center of attention.
If children were telling jokes, he wasn't the loudest voice.
If actually somewhere nearby, quietly doing his own thing. At first, this didn't bother him.
But as he grew older, a tiny sadness slowly moved into his heart.
He began wondering if he mattered at all. Sometimes he would watch everyone laughing and ask himself a question.
If I wasn't here today, would anyone even notice? That question.
It is a heavier question than many people realize. Because sometimes the deepest loneliness is not being alone. It is believing that your presence makes no difference. Even adults carry this feeling. Sometimes. They simply become better at hiding it. Now, Kelechi never said these thoughts out loud. He continued his days as usual. He greeted people kindly. He picked up things that had fallen on. He helped younger children tie their sandals. He watered flowers when nobody was watching. If he saw someone struggling, he quietly helped and moved on. Nothing extraordinary. Or so he thought. One afternoon, a strong wind passed through the village. It wasn't dangerous, but it scattered leaves everywhere. People hurried home, children ran indoors, and by the next morning, something interesting happened. The village looked neat again. Nobody knew who cleaned
Yeah,
it.
come on, join us. It's fun.
A few days later, a younger child who was nervous about joining a game suddenly felt brave enough to participate. Nobody knew who encouraged him. Then an elderly woman found fresh water waiting by her doorstep after a tiring day. Again.
Nobody knew who had done it.
Nobody knew who had done it. Little acts, tiny moments, almost invisible. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And slowly, something beautiful happened. Without realizing it, people had begun depending on Kelechi's, not because he asked them to, not because he wanted praise, but because goodness has a way of quietly becoming part of people's lives. Then came the day the village chief asked his question. If you had to choose one person to thank before the next moon arrives, who would it be? And that was when everyone suddenly paused. The younger children remembered who always helped them. The elderly remembered who quietly assisted them. Like tiny stars forming a constellation, and all those moments led to one person, Kelechi.
Is it me?
Yes, you. When they called his name, he was completely surprised. He looked around as if they were talking about someone else. Then the village chief smiled. Kelechi, he said softly, sometimes the people who shine the brightest are the ones who never ask to be seen. Kelechi stood there quietly, his eyes widened, because for a very long time, he thought nobody noticed him. But they did. They always had.
Maybe they simply forgot to say it. And perhaps that happens more often than we realize.
Listen carefully tonight. The world can be very noisy. Sometimes it makes us believe that only the loudest voices matter. But that is not true. The moon never competes with the stars. The trees do not clap for themselves.
And yet, their presence changes everything around them. Your kindness matters.
Your effort matters. Your smile matters. Your presence matters. Even on days when nobody says anything. And if you ever feel invisible, remember Kelechi.
Because there is a difference between being unnoticed and being unimportant. The other is not true at all.
So before you sleep tonight, think about someone in your life who quietly makes your day better. Perhaps tomorrow you can tell them. Because some people spend years believing they are invisible when, in reality, they have been
quietly making the world softer for everyone around them. And maybe someone out there is quietly grateful for you too.
And the moon will return tomorrow night. But this lesson is yours to keep.
And that is the end of tonight Moonlight Stories.
Thank you, Grandma, for watching tonight episodes with us. And please click the subscribe button to subscribe to our channels. We love you. Bye-bye.